Hello my friends, welcome to Talk to Me Tuesday for Tuesday, April 9th, 2019. This is Jennifer. Right off the top, I want to say a very happy birthday to our very own Amber. Today is her birthday. Happy birthday, Amber. Today I want to share with you the tale of two quilt tops. One is still partially constructed and the other is an entire quilt top. If you follow me on social media, you already know at least part of this story. Last week I showed you the fabric I was planning to make the teen size Clover all over quilt top for Linus for my demo in a couple weeks, just like on the 20th. It's next week. I did cut out all the fabric and I did sew all the blocks, but for some reason I managed to flip one of the pieces in my mind and I didn't check it after I pieced the first block. I just didn't check it, so I made all of them that way. So the quilt you see behind me is not Clover all over. Thanks to Amber's brilliant wit, I have dubbed it Clover do-over. And basically what happened here is I turned this 4-patch once. It just turned once. It should be turned the either right or left. Either direction would be correct. No idea. Cynthia said she thinks it looks like a bouquet. I've had a bunch of people say they really like this version too. So, I mean, feel free to make it. It's the same exact pattern, the same fabric amounts. You just turn the 4-patch and the not Clover all over direction. It kind of reminds me of Frogger for some reason. I don't know why, but that's almost what I'm seeing when I look at it. Like, I'm seeing an arrow here and the Clover all over actually has a heart there. So because this is for my demo, I do need a correct quilt top. So I went through my fabric, my Linus fabric, and I pulled several colors that go really well together. It's not scrappy at all. The background is a tiny bit scrappy because I didn't have quite enough blue for everything, but I'm redoing it in this matte fabric, and this is the actual Clover all over block. So this is what I turned, was this block. It's just, I turned it so the background was in the wrong place. So instead of having this heart shape or this like petal shape, you got this sort of arrow or flower, depending on what it looks like to you. I do have 5 of the 12 of these made. You can see some of them over here. I have all of the individual units made, and then the pieces that go inside here. Those are all pieced. I just need to piece the actual 14-inch blocks together. Everything else is cut, so probably tomorrow I will finish chain piecing this so I can get it quilted for my demo next week. I have started receiving for the Fat Quarter Lotto. This was the first package. I got it yesterday. I am hoping by next week I have a good stack to show you guys, because I know that usually the first week is very slow, and as soon as I start getting them, they really start coming in. So remember, you have until the last week of April to get those here, because the last Tuesday is the last day of the month, and that is the day that I will do the drawing. So as long as I have them by Monday, because I record Tuesday morning, generally speaking, but for this I'm probably going to do it live. I live streamed last year and I'm considering doing that again. So as long as I have your fat quarters by Monday the 29th, then you will be included in the drawing. I have one other little project I worked on last week that I want to show you guys, but that requires going to a different room. This is the wall of my husband's study. This is the room we've been working on for the last couple months, and last week I framed a whole bunch of his map collection. This is actually only part of it because there's another wall over there with more maps on it, and I wanted to share this with you guys because it is actually pretty crafty. So over like a couple of months, like during all of this process, whenever I was at a thrift store, I looked for picture frames. He wanted specifically like picture frames that were sort of antique-y, had a little gold on them, and I found a bunch that were custom framed that were just old prints, and I deconstructed all of them. So I would take the back paper off, because most of the nicer framings have paper, and then I would remove whatever was inside the frame. This is one that I ended up not using, so it's still taken apart. Whenever possible, I got one that was the correct size. So like this map is exactly the right size for this frame. This one is the same size as the frame. This one is actually mounted on acid-free black paper, and this one right here is, this one's my favorite. I took that picture frame apart and immediately regretted it, because there was French writing inside and pencil marks and a Monet print dated 1965 from a limited edition from the Louvre. So I have saved the print, and we went ahead and used the frame because the frame was not the most special part, it was the print. So I've saved the Monet print from the limited edition from the Louvre from 1965, and I'm gonna reframe that and hang that somewhere else. That was actually super surprising to see when I took that out, and that one was definitely the most beautifully framed of all the ones I got. The amazing thing is I paid $4.99 for that, so that was a custom made frame, a custom cut matte, plus the Monet print, which is pretty amazing. So all in all, I did 7 maps in like one day, and then they're all hung here, and that is almost the end of the decorating in here. He still needs to hang his window treatment, which is why I have such good natural light, and then his room will be done. I was completely derailed by talking about the Monet print, and I forgot to show you how I finished these. So after I took the backs off, I would clean the frame inside and out. I would clean the glass front and back, make sure there wasn't anything on it, let it dry really nicely, and then I would reframe it if I could. This one was the actual size, so it didn't need any matting or anything. And then this is acid-free craft paper that is just glue sticked on the back. This one I actually added a new hanger to, and then I would put little rubber feet so that they sit really nicely on the wall. Super easy, super cheap. Most of these were $2.99 to $4.99, and if you've ever bought a bigger frame or had anything custom framed, you know that frames can be crazy expensive. And probably, let's see, we've got 7 in here. 3 of them I was able to use the mat they came with. The others I mounted the maps to acid-free paper, and that made them, like this one here, that made them fit in the frame that I found. I actually just carried a list in my purse for like 2 months that had all the sizes I needed, and then I got approximate sizes and just made it work. I've already reminded you guys about the Fat Quarter Lotto, so make sure you get those in. Tomorrow on Fandom and Stitches, we will have a design invitational. It's a design invitational only. It's not a quilt along for Star Wars. All the details for that post tomorrow on Fandom and Stitches. And then I also wanted to remind you that for the month of April and May, my medically themed paper piecing patterns, all the proceeds from those go to the Action Jaxon Medical Fund. That's for Anita's grandson, Jaxon. So everything I make on those for April and May, everything will go to Jaxon. And I also would like to request that if you would like to send a birthday gift or share a birthday gift, this year I would like for you to please donate to Jaxon's Medical Fund instead of, I don't need anything. I have all the things. I'm a very happy person. I have lots of good crafty stuff and beautiful fabric and whatnot. I have wonderful friends. I have a wonderful family. I love where I live. I have a very good life. And if you would like to share something for my birthday, please donate to Jaxon's Medical Fund. I will put a link in the description. He is a baby who needs heart surgery, which is just mind-boggling, and I cannot imagine what it's like for his family to go through all of this. And the medical fund will help his family members in their travels and staying near the hospital while he's having surgery and recovery. So that is what I want for my birthday. So if you guys don't mind, if you were thinking about sending me something, even like $5 to his medical fund would be brilliant. And if you want something in return, you can buy one of my paper piece patterns, and that money will also go to Jaxon. That is definitely it for me. You guys have a wonderful week. You have a very crafty week. Be sure and post your video for our 10th anniversary of Talk to Me Tuesday. And if you're new, I cannot wait to watch your videos. If you're coming back to us after a long hiatus, I really want to see you. So please be sure and get in touch so that you can post your videos on Talk to Me Tuesday. Have a wonderful week. See you next week. Bye.